Hi everyone, I'm Madam Tawa here. So this week lesson is actually continuation from previous week lesson. So we are still in chapter 3, photosynthesis. So in this week, you're going to learn about photosynthesis process, mainly about the dark reaction or Calvin cycle and photorespiration. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe about the dark reaction and define the photorespiration. Let me do a small recap before you learn about this week's lesson. So in previous lesson, you have learned about the basic principles of photosynthesis and light reaction. Photosynthesis consists of two stages, such as light reaction and light independent reaction or Calvin cycle. So light reaction, there are two electron flow routes, such as linear electron flow and cyclic electron flow. Linear electron flow involves photosystem 2 and photosystem 1. However, cyclic electron flow involves photosystem 1 only. So during linear electron flow, ATP and NADPH will produce. During cyclic electron flow, ATP only produce. So the byproducts of light reaction are ATP and NADPH and oxygen molecule. So light reaction occurs in thylakoid membrane. So this is the thylakoid membrane. Dark reaction will occur in stroma. So this is the stroma. ATP and NADPH that produced during light reaction will be used during Calvin cycle or light independent reaction. Light independent reaction or Calvin cycle. So in this video, I'm going to summarize about the Calvin cycle and also about photorespiration. So the byproducts from light reaction such as ATP and NADPH will be used during Calvin cycle to convert the carbon dioxide to form sugar or glucose. Light independent reaction occurs in stroma. Okay. Then the light independent reaction or the Calvin cycle must take place 3 times by fixing the 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. So there are 4 stages such as carbon fixation, reduction, regeneration of carbon dioxide acceptor, and product synthesis. So these are the 4 stages in Calvin cycle. So this is the overview of Calvin cycle or light independent reaction or dark reaction. So 3 molecules of carbon dioxide combine with RUBP to produce unstable 6-carbon compound. So the unstable 6-carbon compound splits immediately to produce 2 molecules of 3-PGA for each of the carbon dioxide molecule. So since there are 3 molecules of carbon dioxide, so total of 6 molecules of 3-PGA will produce during first phase carbon fixation. So this step catalyzed by RUBP carboxylase enzyme or Rubisco enzyme. Then the 6 molecules of phosphoglycerate phosphorylate to produce 6 molecules of 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. So at this stage, 6 ATP energy will be used. Then the 6 molecules of 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate undergo the second phase, that is reduction, to produce 6 molecules of G3P. So at this stage, 6 NADPH from light reaction will be used. Then the 6 molecules of G3P, 1 molecule of G3P only undergo the 4th phase, that is product synthesis. The remaining 5 G3P molecule will undergo the third stage. So during the third stage, regeneration of carbon dioxide acceptor RUBP, so 5 molecules of G3P will undergo the series of reaction, recycle and regenerate to produce 3 molecules of RUBP. So RUBP is the carbon dioxide acceptor. Then the remaining 1 molecule of G3P will undergo the fourth phase, that is product synthesis. G3P is actually 3 carbon compound. So G3P undergo the product synthesis to produce 6 carbon sugar, that is glucose. So 1 G3P molecule will use a total of 9 ATP energy, 6 NADPH and 3 carbon dioxide molecule to produce 1 G3P molecule. To produce glucose, which is 6 carbon sugar, so there are 18 ATP, 12 NADPH and 6 carbon dioxide molecule being used. Next is photorespiration. Photorespiration occurs in the presence of light which consumes oxygen while producing carbon dioxide through respiration. Photorespiration is opposite to the photosynthesis and also respiration process. Photorespiration is actually a problem in many plants. During very hot and dry days, plants will close their stomata to conserve the water and to minimize the water loss, but limit the diffusion of carbon dioxide into the plants. It will cause the oxygen to build up inside the plants. Therefore, there is high concentration of oxygen compared than the carbon dioxide. So in normal reaction, carbon dioxide will combine with RUBP during dark reaction or Calvin cycle. In photorespiration, since there is high concentration of oxygen compete with carbon dioxide for the active site on rubisco. So oxygen will bind with RUBP in photorespiration. So this is the overview of photorespiration process and normal reaction. Photorespiration is unlike the photosynthesis process and unlike the respiration process. In normal reaction, as I mentioned in previous slide, carbon dioxide combined with RUBP to produce 2 molecules of 3-PGA. In photorespiration, since there is high concentration of oxygen, so oxygen combined with RUBP to produce glycolate, which is 2 carbon compound. Photorespiration is a wasteful reaction since it reduces the photosynthetic rate. It is unlike the normal respiration since there is no production of ATP. It is also unlike the photosynthesis since there is no production of organic molecule or sugar. So there are some ways to overcome and minimize the photorespiration problem in plants by increasing the carbon dioxide concentration in the leaves so that carbon dioxide bind with RUBP instead of oxygen to produce 3-PGA. Then through alternative mechanisms of carbon fixation. There are 2 types of mechanisms such as H and Slack pathway and crassulation acid metabolism. So through H and Slack pathway in C4 plants, carbon dioxide fixed at different cells such as mesophyll cells and bundle sheath cells. Crassulation acid metabolism fix carbon dioxide at different times so that it allows the absorption of carbon dioxide to take place at night. So that's all regarding the summary of this week's lesson. Thank you.